On this week's show, we're talking Daredevil episode 4, we're talking Sadie Sink's mystery role in Spider-Man 4, and we're talking a possible MCU reboot. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to Heroes and Hype. Should we start with the news?
Yeah.
We haven't done news for a week.
I know.
So we'll do news.
Okay.
What news do you want to talk about?
Spider-Man 4.
Spider-Man 4. I've got that. We're there. I'll find it. Hang on. It wasn't the first thing on my list, and Anthony's completely just ballsed up me list.
You asked me?
I know I did. I know.
Uh,
I feel like we're a little bit late to this because I think it first dropped just before we recorded.
yeah, it did.
But there's been there's been extra news on it.
Yeah.
So
and theories.
I'm sure you already know, but it was announced. I can't remember who announced it. Sorry. Let's go with the Hollywood Reporter. It might not be. But it sounds like something they'd report. So Sadie Sink has been cast in Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
In a mystery role.
Yeah.
The internet went mental because apparently it can only be MJ or Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now Jeff Snyder from the Hot Mic has said that as far as he's aware and as far as he's hearing, it is going to be Mary Jane.
Which I find mad.
I can only think that it's going to be a variant of Mary Jane.
Well, this is the thing, because I believe
Okay, go on.
that with Spider-Man 4 being immediately after Doomsday,
Yeah.
it's going to be something with them being in the...
On Battle World.
Yeah.
But that again, that's going off another rumour.
Yeah, no, I know.
And we know it's going to be
But
straight after
it's
Doomsday.
timing with Doomsday.
Yeah,
It would
it is.
make sense that may be where
Yeah.
we are in that point.
No, I get it, yeah.
But yeah, because the other rumours of Spider-Man 4 was that we are getting Tobey Maguire back,
Apparently we're going to get Toby back, we're going to get Andrew back.
which again, like, it would make sense if that was the scenario.
Yeah. She's not going to be one of their MJs though, is she?
No. I think there'll be others. I think we're going to see others. I think we're going to see Miles Morales from another.
I think we'll possibly see Miles Morales.
I think it will happen.
Yeah.
And then I think when he goes back, I think the end of Spider-Man 4 will be him bumping into another lad that's his version of Miles Morales, and he'll recognise the name.
Okay, I get
And
it.
I think that's how we'll introduce Miles Morales into the multiverse.
It's all going to end up sort of like joining up anyway, isn't it? We'll talk about that.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. That is another piece of news we've got. But let's go back to Sadie Sink.
Okay, yeah.
I'm right. I'm not convinced this is right.
Okay.
For a start, I can't see her being Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah.
I just don't think it. I don't think they do that to Zendaya.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think it kind of...
She's not right. Zendaya is MJ. She's not Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
aware of this.
Yeah.
Zendaya's character
This
is
is where we get the not my MJ now.
not my MJ. Yeah. Hashtag not my MJ. She's Michelle Jones Watson.
Yes.
So she is a different character, but at the end of the day, she is still this MJ.
Yeah.
And I just can't see it going down well with anybody replacing her with a proper MJ.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be a thing. I could see it being a push an MJ from an alternate reality.
Yeah.
But even then, I think it's still a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Unless we go full on Spider-Verse. Unless Spider-Man 4 is full on Spider-Verse and we're going to have, like you said, like Miles. We're going to have Toby and Andrew back. Maybe we do get an MJ who became Spider-Woman.
Do you reckon they might bring Emma Stone back as Gwen?
I think that'd be amazing if they did.
I think it'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
but not that Gwen.
No,
No,
a different
Gwen who's
But I think it would.
Spider-Woman.
I think it'd be really, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really cool that it completely throws Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man
Yeah,
off.
that'd be wicked. Yeah. And hair as well.
Yeah.
Like Hair Peter, who became the Lizard, looked like Andrew.
Yeah.
That'd be wicked. wouldn't
Yeah.
it? What do you think about if we are going down the sort of like Spider-Man route, like MJ? What if she was Mayday Parker? What if she was Toby's daughter? Toby and Kirsten Dunst's daughter.
I'd be cool
Who
with
had
that.
Spider.
I'd be a lot cooler with that.
I'd be much better.
Yeah.
The other option is, do we want her as a completely different character? I know she's in Spider-Man 4, so it's more than likely going to be Spider-Man related.
Yeah.
But what about Jean Grey? How do you feel about Sadie Sink as Jean Grey?
I wouldn't be completely against Sadie Sink as Jean Grey,
Okay.
but is she a bit too young?
I don't know, they're going, how old Sadie Sink?
No,
Talk while I am.
say-
Talk while I
say-
am. I can't even say IMDb.
she's got to be like 17, 18 now.
I would have
Or is she older?
older than that. Sadie Sink. Someone's screaming at this.
Because isn't Finn?
She's 22.
Isn't Finn only like 19 or something? Finn Wolf.
No, he can't be 19. No way. She's 22. She's 22. Yes. She's almost 23. She's 23 on the 16th of April. 22.
As if she's that old.
I think that it's because it's been 12 years since Stranger Things season 4. That's why it feels that she's so young. Honestly.
Did you see the joke?
I was a kid when Stranger Things season 4 came out.
Did you see the joke, by the way, about how now, because of their real life ages, they said it's now like any other 80s series where you get people in their mid-20s playing teens.
Exactly.
That made me laugh.
So 22-year-old Sadie Sink playing 18-year-old Jean Grey is gonna work.
I don't know. I just always felt that Jean Grey was a bit older.
Yeah, but they were all recruited as kids, weren't they?
No, I know. But if we're
scratch with a Wolverine who's just got adamantium and all that.
But then we're looking at 10 years technically before we'd actually get the X-Men. If you did it that way.
Yeah, I can't see it.
That's the only thing. But I don't know. I don't know.
I can't see it. We'll find out though. I can't see it being that long until we find out for certain.
Yeah.
Who she's playing. Bit of other news then. It's news. It's reading into things, but
yeah.
Avengers Doomsday potentially being a soft reboot. So the Russos have been doing interviews this last week for The Electric State on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which has gone down really, really badly. We've not seen it yet.
I have.
Have you watched it?
Watched it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't mind it.
Did really?
Yeah.
I've heard it's absolutely atrocious.
I'm not sitting there thinking, I want this massive, intricate story and stuff like that.
Yeah, is it just easy, is it?
It's an easy watch. You kind of know where the storyline's going to go, but it was still enjoyable.
Okay.
So, actually, I was impressed with like the CGI and stuff like that, to be fair. I thought it was actually quite good.
Do you think it was more of a, this is the Russos and they did Endgame, Infinity War, and it should be mega?
No, I think...
No, I think that's why people...
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Slated it, so...
To me, it's a teen movie.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's a little bit... When I say it's too old for kids, they would get bored quite quickly.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's an adult movie. It's not for grown-ups, technically. Okay. I would say kind of it's your 13, 14-year-olds. I think they're the ones that would go for it. I think it's people that love Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay.
So I think it's that kind of age range. And
Netflix.
I think you're talking like 13 to 25 maybe. Okay. I think it's kind of designed for that age range.
Okay.
So I didn't hate it.
I'll give it a go. I'll go back and give it a go. Anyway, so Avengers Doomsday.
Yes.
The Russos have been doing interviews, obviously, around the Electric State, as we just said. They were asked what brought them back to Marvel. And Joe Russo said, what's compelling about these two new Avengers movies is that they're a beginning. It's a new beginning. We told an ending story. Now we're going to tell a beginning story. But it's the last movie of... Well, Doomsday isn't, but Secret Wars has got to be one of the last movies of Phase 6.
I don't think that's Reboot.
So that's how people are reading into it. Not
the way I'm reading into that is
it's setting up the next story.
Or the Young Avengers.
Oh no.
It's still there, in it. It's still pending.
Still one of them things that's going to happen.
No, I know, but
I think it's what they need to do now anyway.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in Doomsday, but I think it needs to lead to it. We're going to get Doomsday, we're going to have Secret Wars, obviously. In the last Secret Wars comics, the 2015 Secret Wars comic, that did a soft reboot to the comics universes.
Did it?
So we used to have the 616.
Yeah.
There were a couple of others as well. But we had like the Ultimates. So there's like Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate Spider-Man, which is Miles.
Yeah.
It erased the 2015 one, erased the Ultimate Universe completely.
Right.
Apart from Miles, and brought Miles into the 616 universe.
Right.
So it kind of was a soft reboot.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a hard and fast thing where it's like, right, we're going to start from the beginning again and we're going to have a completely fresh Cap and Iron Man and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's potentially going to lead into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably what they're going to do. Fantastic Four, they're not going to leave Fantastic Four in a separate universe.
No.
They're going to want to bring them into
the
universe. They're going to bring them, whether it's 616 anymore, I don't know, but they're going to want to bring them in. And I can't believe it. They're not at some point going to want to bring back an Iron Man. And I know Sam is Cap, but I feel like that's going to be only a matter of time before you Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
or something along those lines. Something else that they've said as well, which has just popped up. I think I saw it earlier on today. They were somebody asked them about Tony's role in it and whether Tony's death would be referenced in Doomsday, and they said that it would. They can't explain why, but it's part of the story, and that's why there's no one else in this world who could play Doom. So there's got to be some sort of link.
I've heard a rumor.
Okay, go on.
That the reason is it's something to do with Doom using Tony Stark's face.
Really?
In order to throw the Avengers off completely.
Okay.
So I've heard that it's some kind of either mask or surgery or something to have made himself look like Tony.
Okay.
In order to basically just to throw them off their game.
Okay.
Because he turns up and he's like, look at me, I'm Tony Stark.
That seed.
I don't know. I mean, not that shit. I
know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
See, the first thing that I go to there is, are we going to get somebody else playing Doom?
Yeah.
Like, at least at the start of the movie. Are we going to get somebody who we've wanted to... I can't even remember who... Are we going?
We get Cole back from Charmed.
Who did we want to play Doctor Doom? No, not him. Who was the big front runner for Doom?
I can't remember.
I can't remember now either. But yeah, I know there were people who...
Yeah.
It was fan casted to death, wasn't it, Doom?
Yeah.
And I wonder whether this is all part of the plan. We're going to secretly have somebody else then playing him.
Yeah.
And he then even the first 10 minutes, and then does something to his face to become Tony.
Yeah.
I hope we then don't, though, get Robert Downey Jr. is only Doom for 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like a glorified cameo. And no, I'm not against
I don't think that'll happen.
Minutes.
I think if they've announced him, it's because he's going to be Doom.
I would hope so. Are we a little bit... I know you said you liked the Electric State. Are we... It wasn't great, though. It was all right. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Are we a little bit worried about the Russos?
No.
Are they not the saviours that we thought they were going to be? I think they are going to get this back on track.
I still have a lot of hope that they will get this back on track.
You better add. I would be so restarted the podcast because he came back.
I'm just thinking because of Cap 4 and the trajectory that's going back in.
Yeah, and Daredevil.
Yeah. Like, I think that the Russo brothers are just the icing on the cake for that.
Yeah.
And I think they've brought them in because they know that that's the direction that the Russo brothers will take it in.
I know what you mean, yeah.
But
we'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell.
We'll see, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm more on board now with Robert Downey Jr. being...
I'm more on board.
I feel like I'm used to it.
But I just really... Personal question to RDJ. Well, not a personal question, a request.
Not watching. He's definitely
He might
watching.
be.
He's not.
But I just change it up. That's what I'm frightened of. I'm frightened of him just playing the same.
But that's why
That's the one thing that worries me.
See, I'm happy about them.
I love the characters that he plays.
Yeah.
But it's like
we said this before.
And it's like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
You've got like kind of a go-to where you have a theme of how you play something.
Yeah.
And I think in order to differentiate him from Tony Stark, we really need a dramatic difference. However, I did watch it.
It won't be.
Well, I watched him in Oppenheimer.
Okay, yeah.
Completely different character, and he was brilliant.
Was he? Okay, that gives me a little bit more.
Yeah. So, I just really want...
It's still not going to be.
I just really want them to be like different enough that I can watch Iron Man and I can watch Doomsday and go, they're two completely different characters.
If they are going down the route, though, where he's playing... he's changed his face to be Tony Stark for the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Even if they do get him completely different, I'd love him to go back into it just at least to wind the Avengers up.
Yeah. I'd be cool with that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be well good with that. But yeah, we'll see. I'm a little bit more hopeful. Last bit of news, non-Marvel related news, and it's literally just popped up in like the last couple of hours.
Go on.
You can see my screen. Don't know if you can see what it is yet.
No.
I was contemplating not talking about this, but I posted it on Threads and it went off.
Okay.
See you later.
I think I've now seen what it is.
Proper went off. So, according to the Wrap, literally only announced a couple of hours ago, a live-action Power Rangers series is in the works at Disney+. It's got Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz, who are the showrunners for Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the new series.
Okay.
Not seen it yet.
Love it.
Heard really good things.
So
is
good.
It?
Yeah.
Okay.
Megan Mullally was in it, which
Really?
shocked me. Yeah.
Okay, so
Aaron from Will and Grace, for anybody who didn't.
they're not officially attached yet. It's been pitched to them.
Okay.
So it's been pitched to them for
So
TV shows. It's very, very early days. Then
Would this be them doing a live action for their part and then doing what they always did and taking the Japanese fight scenes and putting them?
No.
Or are we talking like all of it is just going to be?
I would love it if it was, but it won't be.
That was what the 90s series was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So that's what I mean. Is it?
I will. I've not seen Percy Jackson.
And my biggest question:
Yeah, go on.
will we get Rita?
No, I don't know. It depends where they're going.
Rita was the best.
Yeah, I know. Right.
That fan made episode that they did on YouTube. Do you remember that?
Power. Was it called Power Slash?
I can't remember, but it had Dawson from Dawson's Creek in it, didn't it? And
Baker.
And what's her name? The one that was in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, and Mando.
And Mandalorian. Yeah.
You know what I mean. Katie.
Honestly, like I sat
Katie
there.
Sackhoff?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I sat there with my jaw on the floor the entire
good
time. It was brilliant.
It's not going to be that.
No, I know.
It'd be mega if it was.
It would.
It's 100% not going to be that. Never.
No, I know.
It's
but
going to be on Disney. Right, can I be dead honest?
Go on.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, it's
not going to happen. We did that about a year ago. We were like, Netflix have bought the rights to Power Rangers and they're going to do a Power Rangers series. They just can't get it to work.
Yeah.
I think if anyone's going to get it to work, it's probably going to be Disney.
I didn't hate the movie though.
Which one?
The one that came out.
To be fair,
I wasn't sure about Elizabeth Banks' character. No, I love Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, I know.
I think she's brilliant, but I wasn't quite taken.
Yeah.
But other than that, I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good start.
It was just something that was off about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It on paper.
Yeah.
It worked. It really did work. I think the whole Zord battle at the end was a bit crap, to be honest.
Yeah.
But again, that against like that Goldar thing.
Bryan Cranston,
it should have worked. It should have done better.
Yeah.
But it didn't make any money.
I know.
Yeah, maybe it was the marketing. If it's not marketed right, it won't do well, will it?
No.
I just don't know if this is actually going to happen.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if it did. I imagine if they're bringing these guys from Percy Jackson in, they're bringing them in for a specific reason.
Yeah.
So, tonally, what's Percy Jackson like? Because I've not seen it.
It's, again, you're going towards your teens a bit more.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's
not kids.
It's not for 5-6 year olds.
Okay.
It is more for your 12, your 13, your 14 year olds.
Okay.
Which still sounds stupid that we'd be watching it. But
I know what you mean.
At the same time, actually, the fantasy element and the danger element is more prominent.
Yeah, okay.
In Percy Jackson.
Oh, okay.
It's still it is still fantastical, and it's still like, no one's having hearts ripped out, and there's no gore, there's no like drama.
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the kind of, I don't know, like the action and the thrill is still there. And I mean, I've just heard that they've greenlit season 3 for Percy Jackson, and they haven't even released season 2 yet.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it's because it's going in such a good trajectory at the minute. I mean, they had Medusa in the first season, and that whole episode was just brilliant. The way they did it, it was so good.
Good.
But yeah, you should give it a watch because it.
Oh well, I meant to watch it with Jake, and we just didn't get around to doing it. But yeah, I think the biggest challenge for them, if they're going to do this, is getting that tone right.
Yeah. And
as much as I'd like to see them do a dark, gritty Power / Rangers style thing, it's not going to happen. I think I think maybe the 2017 movie, I think that was when it came out, was too serious in certain aspects.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to lean into a bit of the silly side and a little bit of the fantastical without going 100% into it. Do you know what? We're going into Daredevil now. Similar to Daredevil to a degree. We've got a dark, gritty, like basically courtroom drama that we're watching at the moment. It's got superheroes in it. To the point where we've got some dude with an magical amulet that gives him powers. But at no point does it feel silly. And I'm not saying like the Power Rangers need to be like breaking people's jaws and all that sort of stuff. I'd watch it. But yeah, just
although it does always take me out of it when they're like Triceratops.
That's fine. But I feel like that it needs that.
Yeah.
I don't just want them just sitting. You don't want them just like nano tech suits like in thingy.
Have you ever seen those
Rangers? It's the morphs.
the memes of the hordes of baddies like sitting there waiting while
Yeah, but
it's so funny.
Shows that are self-aware do well, and it needs to have that element of self-awareness.
Yeah.
How stupid is this?
Yeah.
It's going to take us 10 minutes to morph. Not just one stupid snarky comment from whatever ranger it is. It's got to be. It needs to be there.
Yeah.
If they're going to have that, if they're going to morph every episode,
Yeah.
you need to show that sequence every episode. That is Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't think it'll happen.
No.
I think it'll just be one of those things that just gets started and shelved, and there'll be some reason. But you never know. We might be sitting here in 6 months saying
We'll see.
it's on and they started casting all that sort of stuff. But
And I'm in it.
yeah, it's not going to happen. It might not anyway. It might not. You never know. What should we talk about? We done? Daredevil. Talk Daredevil.
Episode 4.
4.
Yeah.
Before we break it down, we're not going to break it down the whole episode bit by bit. There's loads to talk about. There's loads that went on.
Yeah.
What did you think, though, just generally of this episode compared to the previous three?
First 10-15 minutes, I was a bit like, okay, like I'm starting to feel like nothing was happening.
Okay. And it was slow on it.
And then it ramped up.
Yeah, it did.
And by the end, I was like, Holy Mary, Mother of God.
Holy Mary, Mother of God.
This is brilliant.
To the point where you watched it twice.
To the point where I watched it twice.
Yeah.
No, but I watched it twice. Right, so I've got a projector in my bedroom.
What?
I've got a projector in my bedroom, and the light was beaming through. I had blackout curtains, but it was like just the sun was like poking out the sides.
And it was dead
and so
to the end, to be
the whole, like the last 20 minutes was just in darkness.
Yeah.
So I could hear everyone, but I couldn't see what anyone was doing. So I thought, I'll watch it again quickly before we start recording, just so I know where.
So it's fresh in your mind when we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always good, isn't it?
Exactly.
Ever the professional, Anthony.
I am howling at
what?
We built this city.
Oh, it was so good.
It was funny.
Let's go, yeah.
I'm so sorry. It was my favourite bit, to be fair.
So
even though that first bit was slow, that was making me laugh my head off. And then when they went and they started singing it in a different language, I was like,
no, this is where else, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
And I was crying. I was like, this is so funny.
That was so
and just when the kids started singing it, have you seen that meme of that guy who goes,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did.
It's
because the kids singing it was all out of time and everything.
No.
And I was like, I'm not evil, and this was killing me. So I can only imagine how much he was.
So well done. So well done by Marvel, though.
Yeah.
It was garbage.
Brilliant.
It was really
yeah.
But it's like, it was just to the point where it was perfect.
And then when they were going to sing something else, he was like, no,
we're done. We're done. No, that's it. I'm busy.
I love that.
And then off to Latvian Appreciation Day, and they're singing it in Latvian. It is quality. That's what we'll come back to that, because I think that was the trigger.
Yeah, I think
that was it. It's like, no, done. I don't want to be mayor anymore. Kingpin will be Kingpin. Let's go back to the start, though, because it was a slower episode, this episode, but still quite a lot going on. So we started, he went to the morgue. Matt goes to the morgue to collect Hector's personal effects, basically. This is where we get the whole thing about him asking for the bullet casing. Yes, he's obviously wants to find out who's done it. The biggest thing, though, is we get his niece. I didn't think we were going to see her again, because she didn't have a line in the courtroom.
Because of what we talked about in the podcast last week as well.
Yeah, but
I was then like, oh, okay.
But I
kind of confirming it.
I didn't think we'd have her back this quick.
Yeah.
Maybe if we were going to go back at all.
I was surprised she wasn't with a parent at the morgue.
Yeah, no, she was
like it in, being like,
I know. So she's Angela Del Toro. She is just 100% certain this was all dirty cops, basically.
Yeah.
Which is obviously correct.
Yep.
Does she have the amulet? Who did he give the stuff to?
I don't know.
There was a bit in there, right? And it made it it really, really locked in on it. When he was telling us to turn around and go.
Yeah.
It made a point of showing her putting her arm through his arm as if to walk him along.
Yeah.
Right next to where the bag was. And I was just thinking,
so do you think
I think she just pickpocketed the amulet from him, and to take it, and then that's gonna go off.
Yeah.
Because again, this is moving really, really fast.
It is. Yeah.
So I could see her being back within the next couple of episodes and being that little protege.
Yeah.
That we talked about. We're gonna skip around a little bit, because after that scene, we meet Muse for the first time,
Yes.
and then we meet him again at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So we'll talk through.
So I don't know much about Muse at all.
I've done some research.
But he seems sadistic, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. We don't know who it is.
And I love that he's called Muse, if that's the case, because obviously, like, Muse is when you think of a muse, you think of like gorgeous women, gold hair, harps, a bit like almost angel and fairy like, don't you?
You're just thinking of the ones from Hercules.
No, Charmed as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry. How dare I doubt you, Andy?
No, but like in Greek mythology, your muses that always been kind of like that. So
they're there to inspire.
Yeah. So the fact that
was a much more succinct way of saying what you just said.
I know, yeah. I couldn't. Oh, I'm tired.
You got up early to watch Daredevil today. No, he watches it after work.
I won't even tell you now. But I just think like that complete paradox of Muse then being like
a head case.
Yeah.
So right,
it was just so good.
I did a bit of reading today about like what he is in the comics and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I wrote it all down, and then I got rid of it because I was like, I don't know if this is going to spoil where it's going.
Oh, okay.
Dead interesting.
Yeah.
But I think what you can sort of get from this so far, what you've seen, he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
And he, from the end of this episode, he's using human blood to do his paintings.
Yeah.
He's a nutter. I think it goes further.
Okay.
Because it did in the comics, apparently.
Right.
But he's got links to other... How careful I would say it. He's got links to other MCU characters who we've not seen for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a long time.
Okay.
And they might not do that link in this.
Yeah.
But he does. But it's another case of the mixing the dead, gritty, down-to-earth stuff.
Yeah.
Very fantastical stuff.
Okay.
So it's going to be dead interesting. I kind of wish I hadn't read it.
Yeah.
Because it said like two.
Are you worried it'll disappoint you now?
No, I don't think it'll disappoint me. I just would have been. I can just see if you find out.
Yeah.
I'd have been like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is boss. This, but it's very fantastistical. And there's something else that again it was in the article that I read, but I stopped because it said this is your second spoiler. I was like, no, I've already completely balls it up.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't want any more of that. But it's clearly going to lead to he's going to be the next bad guy for Daredevil to beat. I'm not convinced he's going to take more than 1 or 2 episodes though.
Okay.
Similar to how we had at Hector only being in it for 2 episodes, 1 episode and a bit. I feel like we're gonna move through these quite quickly.
Yeah.
And it's all at the moment. It's all bits to fuel Matt and Fisk's transformations back to where they were. But yeah, good.
Okay.
Psycho.
Yeah.
Going to be good. And it's not a spoiler because I don't think you know who he is in the comics, but I think it's the lad who went to the book signing in episode 1 or 2. Heather was doing a book signing, and he came through and says, "You've like inspired me" or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's him.
Well, it makes sense. Muse inspired.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Genius. Didn't even write that down. A script there. This is why you listen to this podcast.
2 heads are better than 1. You heard it here first.
Apparently he's like famous. He's from Wednesday.
I could tell by his mask.
Have you seen Wednesday?
Yeah.
He's in Wednesday, the character. Not Muse. The guy.
The guy in the.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember his face.
Things.
I've watched Wednesday.
I know. I haven't seen any of these things. I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said you haven't.
No, I haven't seen it. No, it's me who hasn't seen it. I've got Wednesday to watch. I've got Percy.
This is actually quite surprising. I didn't realise there's so much that you needed to actually get around to watching.
Yeah, I just never got around to watching Wednesday.
Wednesday's dead good.
I watch wrestling. It's like 6 hours a week. It takes up a lot of time.
Oh, God.
It does. It takes ages. I haven't watched it this week, to be fair.
I saw something, by the way.
About what?
One of the fights.
Sorry, we're going.
I'm so sorry we were on a tangent.
Wait, we'll be back in a minute.
I've got it on TikTok. There was one of the fights that happens in WWE with my favourite person. What was her name?
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. And it's the exact replica of a scene from a show. A fight scene from a show. I'll see if I can find it later.
Okay.
But I was like, it literally move for move. They played them
really
above and below each other. And it's perfect.
Is it a show that they'd be interested in?
Maybe Buffy. I can't remember.
Buffy. Oh yeah, I feel like I might have seen this.
I think it was Buffy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Have you seen all the TikToks of Sarah Michelle Gellar in the gym?
No?
Yeah, like I
She's smashing it. Is this because she's getting ready?
I don't even think I follow Sarah Michelle Gellar, and whenever I go on TikTok, I scroll up, I watch our video and because I have to get the views up. And then I scroll to the next one, and it's Sarah Michelle Gellar in the gym.
Love Sarah Michelle.
And it's just like, this is happening. She's gonna be back. She's gonna be back. Anyway, we digress. Welcome to Heroes and Hype. Let's talk about. So another bit that was going on was the whole Daniel Blake situation.
Right. Okay.
So he went to the club with BB,
yes.
the journalist.
Oh, and he's the son of Tony Soprano, isn't he?
And not in this.
In real life. Yeah.
Well, no, not in real life either. He's not really Tony Soprano's.
No, the guy who plays
Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
He's good in this.
He is.
He's dead good.
Yeah.
He looked a bit old to be in that club.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think he's that old, but he looked a bit old to be in that club.
Yeah.
He looked like 40.
But I think part of that is because he also looks awkward.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
He's got, like, in the nicest way
pulls it off
possible,
really
he's very
well.
good at what he does, but he's got an awkward looking face.
Yeah.
So,
That's such a dig.
I know, I'm so sorry. But
He doesn't watch it either, it's okay. Him and Robert Downey Jr. don't watch the
we
show.
can say what we want. No.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
He was in the club.
The club.
The club. He was in the club. I don't think you're allowed to say the club. He was in the club with BB and some other random.
Yeah.
And he accidentally let slip about what Fisk's got planned.
Yeah.
He's into like this big recycling thing, or at least that's his excuse for the docks.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced, but that's it. And it's going to ruin the unions and all that sort of stuff because he's just going to go in and do this.
Yeah.
Basically. She just goes straight and writes an art club.
Yeah, she...
Wasn't that a bit... I was just a bit like, that's really bad.
Yeah. But that's...
Journalist for you.
Yeah.
Journalist. No journalist watching it either.
I mean,
Anyway.
let's be honest, I see on Facebook all the time when someone's like, woe is me, this worst thing on the planet has ever happened. And then I see someone from the Echo saying, would you, are you okay for us to message you so that you can tell us about your story? And I'm like,
No.
wow, give me a second. Jesus.
Journalist, man.
Honestly.
So, I'm trying to drink with her. I'm not editing that out either. We're doing it a little bit less structured now because we can't be bothered. We can't be bothered. It's just more real us, isn't it? Not having a clue. Right, so Red Hook.
Go on. Yeah.
They went to Red Hook, Doc.
Yeah. And I was,
Of course.
I felt that there was a story this
there's
time.
something happening, yeah.
I was like, I remember Red Hook from last time.
I still can't quite figure out where we're going with it, though. There were a few things mentioned. So he wants to overhaul the whole thing, rejuvenate it,
it's
industry, all that sort of stuff.
It's told me that there is something happening down there.
Yeah.
Ongoing. I'm wondering if that's also where Adam is.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like his base of operations.
Yeah.
There's something big going on there. I don't think Fisk doesn't know. I do think I could believe he just literally wants to do it for money for rejuvenation or something like that. But I think his mate was saying to him like there's people murdering each other over this area and all that sort of stuff. The other thing is he wants to like steamroll ahead with this, Fisk.
Yeah.
He's telling his PA, is it Angela, is it his PA?
Yeah.
He's like, we need to do this now. Forget the permits, forget lobbying, all that sort of stuff. We need to do it now. And she basically just said, look,
absolutely not.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
They're quite forceful in this episode.
But he listened to her and
he did
back straight away and he went, okay, well, let's do step one first.
Yeah.
Let's get that rolling.
But and now that's completely going to be out the window because it's all been leaked by BB as to what's going on. And Angela's basically just said, we're going to have to leave it for now.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think is going to add fuel to the fire of, well, if I can't do this legally and all above board and to the permits and all that sort of stuff, I'm just going to go in and do this.
But his whole reaction to the garbage man thing was...
Yes.
Like, loved it.
What? Oh, when he lost it in the office?
Like, it made me cack my pants a little.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is it now.
Proper scary. We said this.
No, but then the guy's response...
Daniels.
I really felt for him.
Yeah. But I did feel for him. But I mean, and I know it's a show, and I know it's not real. But I felt like,
in all honesty,
playing him.
That's a bit too.
I know. It was good.
That's like,
tequila.
Mate, shut up. You're saying too much.
But
say less.
I don't think Daniel is as stupid as he's making out to be.
What if Daniel is the Muse?
He could be.
Could you
Could he?
imagine?
Maybe. I think it's too.
And maybe his obsession with Fisk is because he knows that Fisk was Kingpin.
I don't think he's the Muse, but I think he's a lot more intelligent than he's been portrayed.
There's got to be something going on.
There's something not right
Only
there.
because of what was her name again?
The PA.
Yeah.
I think it's Angela.
So her face, because they made a point of cutting to her for a minute while he was doing his little speech about, I'll take whatever punishment you give me, but I want you to know that I'm still gonna, even from afar, I'm still gonna support you in every way that I can. Her reaction to it, I'm wondering whether that's her trigger now that she's gone. He's being a bit sus here about this. I'm wondering whether she's starting to. The cogs are just starting to go. I don't think she's onto him yet, but I think those cogs are just.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might be reading too much into it. I just feel like as scary as Fisk was, I think Daniel manipulated that entire situation.
And that's
even that I'm sorry and I'm going to quit and I did a bit of cat and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I still think that was a perfectly well planned, thought out.
It gives me vibes of my niece was getting told off the other day.
Yeah, go on.
And told my sister that she shouldn't be part of the family and she should go and live in the garden.
I like master manipulation.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's good.
And it was just when you were just saying it, then it was just giving me those vibes. Yeah, 100%.
I think there's a lot more to this, dude.
Yeah,
you don't get somebody like Gandolfini's kid in, who is renowned to be a good actor.
Yeah,
like his dad, to just be the little dude who's basically like a Fisk fan club. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be more to
100%.
that. Sticking with Fisk for a little bit longer then. And we could jump to the end, but we'll wait. He goes to therapy, doesn't he, with Vanessa?
Yeah.
And there's basically like a whole thing there about Heather asking Vanessa if she feels safe and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I do. But then she doesn't, because she actually asks him about it. And he just says to her, doesn't he, flat out?
Yeah.
Like, you are 100% safe with me. And then goes on to the end of the episode. Do you know, I read this today, when they did this whole overhaul. Yeah. And they were basically rebooting it. Yeah. It was the soft reboot of Daredevil, which now hasn't happened. They recast Vanessa.
Did they?
They recast Vanessa, filmed loads of episodes with the new person. And then when they did the overhaul, was like, right, we better get the original Vanessa back. I think she'd said, because she was...
Or Vanessa number 2?
She was interviewed about it, though. And she basically said that they just wanted Fisk and Matt. I get the impression they got rid of everybody again.
Right, okay, yeah.
Out of it completely and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Punisher, they wanted Punisher in it. Something about that as well, I'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from Punisher and Matt and Fisk, they just wanted complete fresh stuff. Which is kind of where this is going to a degree, I suppose.
Yeah.
We wrote out Kevin and Perry went to then. Karen and Foggy. We got rid of Karen and Foggy.
Yes, Mr. Murdock, please, thank you.
Exactly, yeah. Back to Matt then. Right. So we've had this little story about Matt defending this guy who was robbing stuff from the shop.
Yeah.
I don't really get where that was going.
The cereal.
Yeah.
I did not understand it.
I didn't understand it.
I was like...
I feel like they were trying... So I feel like they were trying to put across the fact that all the politicians and the police and everything like that are spending all their time and money and all that sort of stuff, prosecuting people, going after vigilantes, doing rejuvenation projects, the Red Hook and all that sort of stuff. And then they're arresting somebody for robbing cereal. And if they just gave him some more money, he wouldn't have to rob the cereal, and it would cost a lot less than taking him to prison and putting him in jail. Yeah. That sort of stuff.
So at first I thought, is this just the reiteration that the legal system is crap,
but
basically?
That's kind of what that's all.
I'm also thinking,
go on,
is he
Muse?
Is it something more? Is there some sort of underground system that is happening in some way? Is something else being funded that we're not aware of? And that's also taking me back to Red Hook and thinking, is
onto
something happening down there.
I'm onto this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I don't think it's to do with Red Hawk.
don't you?
No, I think he's Muse's next victim, and that's going to get Matt onto Muse.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can't see where it's going otherwise.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying, but how you were saying that, I just thought it'd just be a quick way of getting him onto it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Matt's going to fight. He's going to be like another Hector. It's going to be a Hector all over again. Rather than letting this dude do 10 days in jail, he's going to fight. He's going to get him off.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get kidnapped by Muse. And then the next episode, Matt will go after Muse because he'll figure out this dude's been missing or something like that.
Yeah.
Might be wrong. We'll have a go. So more sticking with Matt then, he goes and finds a bullet casing.
Yes.
Very clever.
I love
to
be
that,
fair.
At first I was about like, this is a bit far-fetched, and then I was like, okay, I'm all right.
Yeah.
This is just strategy, this.
Yeah.
This is just clever by Matt. So he drops what did he do? He drops the bottle on the floor, and he listens to the bottle roll into the gutter.
Yeah.
He just follows it like that. It's a bit quick, but yeah, we'll allow it. Bullet casing has Punish logo on it.
Yeah.
Which prompts.
It's engraved though this time, so you can braille feel it.
Yeah, it doesn't say it doesn't got Braille on the back. It says Punisher. Punisher was here.
Lol. Yeah.
So he goes to visit Punisher.
Yeah.
This was one of the best scenes.
Brilliant scene.
It was just
so good.
So
it was
clever.
everything you wanted in them two meeting each other again after so long.
It was so raw, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was literally just glued to
the level of anger in Frank is unreal as well. But
he's right.
Yeah, he's right. But it's also, I feel like what his outburst is here is exactly what Matt was going through in the first episode.
Yeah.
And then again in the guy's house when the two policemen came in.
Oh yeah.
After he escaped out the thingy. So
Frank's just not pushing it down.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. And I like it because I feel like in that conversation, Matt has 100% seen himself in it.
Oh, definitely.
Like, and I'm not just talking about him justifying and stuff like that. I mean, that actual anger, I feel like he's gone, that was literally me 2 weeks ago or whatever, however long ago it was. But I just thought it was
the whole
brilliant.
thing. Frank is he's the most real character in it.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't be stupid. What are you thinking? Don't try and be sensible and nice and all that sort of stuff. It's just basically, you just need to be real with it.
Yeah.
So it started off with a bit nice.
Yeah.
It was a little bit nice. It was pleasant, like, haven't seen you that long and all that sort of
Yeah.
Then he told him about the bullet casing.
Yeah.
The fact that it's one of your logos. Straight away, there was no like, did you do this or anything?
No, it's just, and then he's just gone,
one of my bullshit fans.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. PG-13, now we can swear. And Matt seems to be putting across the fact that, he knows, I know it's not you, but you've got all this, you've got all these skills.
Yeah.
You should be out stopping them. Not only are they using your name
in the wrong way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They are causing havoc, and you should be of service to the community, and you should be.
You've started this, so now lead the way to do it right. Yeah.
And Frank's not having any of it.
No.
Frank's like, don't. Yeah, exactly. Not asked. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are you blaming me?
Yeah.
What are you doing, sort of thing. He says like he's tried to help, and now look basically where he is. Where it's got him. He calls him Red. He's like, this is what I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff. He says, I don't think he says something along the lines of, I don't think you're coming here for my help. I think you're coming here for permission.
Yeah.
Basically, you're coming here
to justify your own action.
Yeah. And he's 100% right.
Yeah.
And then Punisher, Frank, absolutely no filter. Matt's trying to avoid the whole situation of Foggy.
Yeah.
And he is just not having it.
No.
It's like, say his name. It's so good. I just see shame when he does that. But yeah, 100%. And then he gets into the fact that Bullseye, he's basically, Matt's not killed him.
Yeah.
Matt's like, he got life, and he's like, oh, how about Foggy? Did Foggy get life?
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's breathing the same air as you and all that sort of stuff. To the point where Matt snapped.
Yeah.
Hit him. It was so good.
It was so good.
And then the end of it just summed it up so well. He's like, I'm sorry. Instantly sorry. And he's like, what are you sorry for?
Yeah.
What are you sorry for? this is what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
This is it. Don't be the lawyer. Don't be, pansing around the whole thing or anything like that.
Yeah.
You are like, you're Daredevil, basically.
Yeah.
You should be going out there and basically just...
Kicking ass and taking names.
Basically,
Yeah.
that's it. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was absolutely...
And this is
mega.
what I mean when I said that those first 15 minutes of a bit of a slower pace were worth the build-up that we ended up getting for the end of the
100%.
episode. So I'm not mad at it. I like the fact that it's built something up to a really good climax, to be honest, towards the end of the episode.
John, go on.
No, I was just going to say, because literally just after that, we then get both Matt and Fisk, don't we? And the way they did that, like him getting out of bed, Fisk coming down the stairs, and it's just they're falling into what they don't want to be.
I know.
And we're getting the side of them that we know.
Yeah.
We're getting the bad Fisk. We're getting Daredevil-y Matt rather than...
And the whole Punisher conversation and everything that's been going on, but the final trigger was for Matt was the conversation with Frank.
Yeah.
Clearly. It was permission.
He's got permission. Yeah.
He's gone there for permission. Frank's told him you shouldn't be dicking about like this. You should be Daredevil.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, okay, I'm going to go and do it.
And then we saw the row of the masks.
We saw his little like Daredevil there. He's got the box with the billy clubs in.
Yeah.
Throwing him over his shoulder, all that sort of stuff, spinning him around. It was just, so good. Can't wait for next episode. Fisk then, on the other hand, I think it was everything this episode with the triggers.
Yeah.
It was the getting told you can't do what you want to do at Red Hook without all the permission, then having that permission taken away.
Yeah.
It was the whole Vanessa situation with Adam.
Yeah.
It was the kids. It was the kids and the bad singing. It was everything, and it was just basically like the straw that broke the camel's back, and he snapped.
Yeah.
So at the point when you see him, it's like we said in the first episode, it's the mirror images of each other. So when Matt gets out of bed and Fisk goes, I don't know, did he get out of bed?
Fisk was coming down a flight of stairs.
That's it. So Fisk's going down a set of stairs and Matt's climbing a ladder up to the top of the roof.
Oh,
and it's those complete opposites as like he's going up, he's raising up.
Yeah.
Fisk's going down, basically.
Love that.
To the point where, and he's just complete old school Kingpin. There's the picture from the very
also,
episode,
you know what,
blood on it.
Do you know what I thought to myself, by the way, just while we're still in that scene?
Go on.
Because you said to me, do you think he's going to go with the closest mask that it focused on?
Oh, yeah.
My thought is, I think because he's had to ask permission, as it were, and because of the fact that he knows it's not who he's been so far, I think he's going to change his costume.
I could see it.
To differentiate old Daredevil from this current one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he'll stay as this one forever, but I think this is Revenge Daredevil or, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that we will get a different costume because of it. I don't think
it won't be the gold one.
No, I don't think it'll be the gold one. I think it'll be a black one.
I think it'll be a black one, yeah. With the red eyes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so good.
So I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah.
But the way Fisk sat down.
Yeah.
And then we obviously heard the screaming and it's Adam in the cage.
Yes.
And then it's that whole the luxurious look of it as he sat there with his glass of wine and his food on his dish.
Food though, like we had
sausages on pasta.
No, yeah, to a degree. We've had all these comments, we had it from Matt about the fact that he's lost weight, he's got a lighter step.
Oh, yeah.
Every time we've seen Fisk eating, he's been eating like one egg and a piece of asparagus. He's been like healthy leading into that. I've lost weight. And he sat down, he's gone downstairs with a glass of red wine and a big cheesy meatbally pasta. And I didn't even get on.
Yeah, no,
I watched it there and I was like, the diet's gone as well, man. Yeah. He's just leaning into this. Like, he's just leaning into Kingpin.
Love it.
And then that Adam guy sitting screaming in the cage.
Yeah.
So good.
How long has he been missing for, did they say?
I don't know. I'm sure they did tell us.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because I think it was months.
Yeah, possibly.
So, essentially, he's been down there that entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the end we got after that was Muse. Just coming back to Punisher though. This episode came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Today for us, yesterday in the States, 18th of March.
Yeah.
Exactly. This shocked me. 9 years since Bernthal's first appearance as the Punisher.
Really?
9 years. Yeah. 18th of March 2016 was the first time he appeared in Daredevil season 2. How was it 9 years?
Don't know.
That's gone so quick. Something else, because I was reading an interview with John Bernthal today, who is just, can I just say, right?
I love
Charlie Cox. Yeah, but they're all good, right? Charlie Cox, we've said this, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio, he's amazing as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like Bernthal's on a different level. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing in this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
He was just on his own level.
Yeah.
Not that he made Charlie Cox look bad.
Yeah.
But Charlie Cox usually like owns every scene.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a chance because Bernthal just was all over it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've got him back, because when they did this overhaul, they did originally bring Bernthal back for it.
Yeah.
And he walked away.
Did he?
He walked away from the overhaul, yeah. And he said, he basically, I've got a little bit of it here from EW, an interview did. He said it was like, let's see if this works. Let's see if there's a real openness and hunger to let Frank be what Frank is, which is dark enough to have the courage and the boldness to turn you back on the audience and make it difficult, to make it enormously psychologically complex, and to steer away from any cuteness or humour and to really go full bore. So I get the impression there's a few other bits he said after as well. They were, everything we've said was going too silly and comic-y with them.
Yeah.
They've been like, this is the new tone, but we want Punisher.
Yeah.
And fair play to John Bernthal, just going, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That's not Punisher.
Yeah.
This is Punisher. This is darker than we've ever had Punisher.
Yeah.
And 100% fair play to him. He's not caved. He's not sold out.
No.
Anything like that. He's
held his own.
Yeah, and it's obviously worked because we've ended up with a whole overhaul of the show, and we've got the right Punisher that we need.
And the thing is, as much as you're employed by other people and it's their writing and things like that, you embody that character.
Yeah.
So you want to do that character justice.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing worse, and a perfect example of this is Giorgio in the Star Trek thing. So she was in Discovery.
Okay.
Philippa Giorgio. Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So she was Philippa Giorgio.
You've said
I keep going to say it the other way around. I keep going to say
Giorgio?
And amazing in Discovery.
Yeah, go on.
Absolutely amazing. And then they've done this Sector 35, Sector 31, I think it is. And it's actually, in my opinion, ruined that character.
Oh, really?
The whole... How that didn't end up on the floor, on the writing room floor, is beyond me, because it was awful.
Money?
No, I know, but I think...
Was it Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paramount Plus needs stuff.
Honestly, it was just shocking. And her entire story arc that's been built over 4 or 5 years has basically been destroyed by this one movie.
Yeah. Fair fault again.
So it's so easily done.
Take it for not just
exactly
with it. Yeah.
Exactly. So
when you played a character for 9 years and you were the first, not the first, obviously, Punisher, because there's been like 12 of them, as Daredevil said. Yeah. But he's the first one where everyone's gone, wow,
yeah,
that's how you do Punisher. Yeah. He's taken that role, which has been played by other people.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren, I think, played Punisher at one point.
Yeah.
And he's just completely made it his own.
Yeah.
To the point where if you see Punisher now,
that's who you think.
Just John Bernthal now. And he doesn't want that. He doesn't want it ruining. He's put a lot of work into it.
Exactly.
So fair play to him.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Where are we going? We've got 2 episodes next week. Double bill next week. Where are we going? Where are we going with Punisher?
So
we're going to see him again?
Yes.
Next episode?
No.
Okay.
Episode after.
Okay. So
I think we're going to see him in episode 6.
So we will see him next week then, in the second episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Daredevil is going to coax him out. I think he's going to see what Daredevil's doing, and I think it's going to bring him out of the
give him the
little hovel that he's in at the minute.
Okay. Hovel.
Yeah.
Sound okay.
And I think this is where we're going to start having a bit of a team up.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm still thinking that we're going to get a load of vigilantes come together.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be the start of it. As they start to fight back against Fisk.
Okay.
This whole stop the vigilantism.
Stop the vigilantes. No, fair play. Are we going to get a Matt suit up next episode?
Yes.
I'm not convinced next week.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Next week, but I think they'll give us an episode. I don't think we're gonna.
I think we'll
shoot up the start next episode.
I think we'll get it at the end of episode 5.
Okay.
Running into episode 6.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
That,
not gonna. Yeah.
And I think that's why we're getting them together.
I could see that being the very last shot.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Suiting up. Yeah.
Literally, like it's him going in, putting the helmet on.
Yeah.
Close enough of that.
Fisk putting the white jacket back on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it'll be so good.
That's the next step.
Yeah.
And then Muse, I think we'll see a lot more about Muse.
Yeah.
Next episode as well. But I do think I could see that being done by the end of next week's 2 episodes. So I see that being wrapped up. Yeah. Because then there's 2 weeks left after that.
Yeah.
So I could see us getting the whole Muse story wrapped up in those next 2 episodes next week.
Yeah.
And the Fisk, the final battle, basically leading into that final.
Yeah.
The final whatever it's going to be. I'm still not convinced it's going to be Fisk versus Matt. I don't know though.
No, I don't think it's going to be Fisk versus Matt.
Don't I? But it's good because it's not obvious.
What if it's Vanessa versus Matt?
What, physically fighting?
Yeah.
I mean,
not Vanessa herself.
Oh, okay.
Like she'll have minions, but like,
so it's not literally going to be Vanessa fighting Daredevil. Yeah. I kind of want it though.
But
it'd be good.
I'm wondering whether that then, only because he said you're safe with me.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm wondering if he thinks that she's in harm's way with Daredevil, that's going to be the ultimate thing that's like, absolutely not. And he just goes psycho.
Don't know. We said last week or the week before, I still think that, I don't think he's going to kill her. Fisk's going to kill Vanessa. But I really could see her going to prison.
Do you think that he might orchestrate a way that Vanessa does die, but finds a way to put the blame on vigilantes?
Yeah, I could potentially.
So that he becomes a martyr as the mayor, because Mayor's wife has now been killed by vigilantism.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of this series he's not going to be mayor anymore, and I think he's going to be a loved mayor for a false reason.
Yeah.
We said he's either put his own wife away because she was the kingpin.
Yeah.
Or that's a good shout as well. Daredevil has killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Wife. It might go down the route.
I could see that.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
It would.
Like
okay.
Good episode.
It was a really good episode. It was slower.
Halfway through, I was like, "This isn't." Not that it was bad, but I thought halfway through, I was like, "This is the."
But it was a good payoff. Yeah.
This is the law, but no, it was good. Should we see what listeners think? Let's do Podfans Assemble.
Yeah. So we did our usual poll to see what you thought. 9% hated the episode.
Don't get it.
I do in respect to the previous episodes. Yeah.
Okay.
But by the end, if you still hated it, I was a bit.
Yeah. Each to their own, 100%.
8% said it was okay.
Okay.
But we still got 83% of love.
Mega.
83% of you loved it. So we got a message from Movies for Real saying, it was awesome. The scene between Matt and Frank was top tier, and I think I like it more than the rooftop convo in season 2.
Did you bleep out a swear?
I did, yeah.
Well done.
I'm trying to be good.
Was it PG-13? We're good.
Yeah. But that I agree. I think that scene between Matt and Frank was phenomenal.
It was
so good.
To the point where it did make the episode. Apart from like the last 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Halfway through, I thought we're going to get something, but it'll be the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
That Punisher scene in the middle just completely saved it.
So good. Ken said, "Oh, that was very good. How the day job for Matt is affecting him and leading his decision making as the show goes on. Michael Gandolfini was amazing in this episode. My goodness. Fisk is seemingly more and more malevolent each time he's on screen. Can't wait for more." He is. Perfect word for it as well. Yeah. Malevolent. Like, it's just... I love it. The Rocking Horse winner said, as in the comic, the dynamics between Frank and Matt is the most interesting relationship in all comic history. Brings me all the way back to the 80s when Marvel first put the two together on a comic panel.
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's why we need more of it.
Yeah.
More of that relationship.
And then we also had Geeky Nate said, really liked it. Again, with the court and looking at the real lives of people, it really grounds the show. I reckon Muse will kidnap Heather, triggering Matt to act. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I also think Muse will be the trigger for Fisk to once again become the kingpin.
Okay.
Which actually would be a brilliant way to... Because if they're doing things like the Fisk coming down the stairs and Matt going up the ladder and all that kind of stuff...
If Muse the inspiration
to bring him back to Kingpin. Like, that's clever.
Yeah, it is.
That's brilliant.
I like that.
Fair play.
I like that.
Okay, yeah.
It's good.
I feel it. And that's
That does.
everyone. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it's good. Everyone seems to enjoy it, apart from that 9%.
Yeah.
Solid though. Yeah, I am really.
I am really enjoying it.
I'm just, like we said, I'm just so glad we've got a Marvel show where I'm enjoying every episode. I'm not looking for things to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is good. I'm excited to talk about this.
Yeah.
Excited for next week. No, feel a chore.
The only thing I will say is literally after that first scene with him being shot and the whole bullet thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's no actual like focus on finding his killer.
No.
I mean, I know that they talk about the bullet and he's just as one of his fanboys and stuff, but there just seems to be no actual like
I think
push.
No, but
does that make sense?
I think that's what Matt's suiting up for.
Specifically for that.
Yeah, well, you got to think, right? So, as far as Matt's concerned at this stage, Muse doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
And Fisk's good, or trying to be good. As far as the public can see, and as far as Matt knows.
Yeah.
They had this conversation, and Fisk was like, "I genuinely want to do something right here," which I think he genuinely did at that point. I know in the first episode we were like, is it all just a big act and he putting it on just to get power as the mayor? I genuinely don't think it was. And the further we get into the series, the less and less I think it was a ploy. I think from that first episode, he was like, I want to be the mayor. I want to help New York. I want to look after New York. I want to change my ways, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he can't. And he's fighting against it, like Matt, we said, is fighting against Daredevil. And he's now he's fallen in. He's descended into that madness of being Kingpin.
Yeah.
So I think as far as Matt's concerned, Fisk's a knobhead, but he's all right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no other reason I can see him wanting to suit up.
Yeah.
Other than dirty cops, potentially, specifically the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he'll just come across Muse, as I said, as Nate said, either he kidnaps Heather, or he murders this dude who's defending.
Yeah.
Because I can't really see the link otherwise.
Okay.
Amazing though, really good.
Yeah,
that's pretty much us.
Yeah.
So I did practice a wrap up. I had it written down. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. What were we going to say? Right. If you enjoyed the show, there you go. If you enjoyed the show and you watch it on YouTube, like, subscribe, drop us a comment as well. What did you think of this week's episode of Daredevil? What are you expecting to come next week as well? Make sure you follow us on socials. We are basically at Heroes and Hype on all of them. You can get on there for calls to action for next week's Podfans Assemble as well. And then other than that, make sure you come back next week. Daredevil episodes 5 and 6. 5 and 6?
Yeah, 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Double check. Nice one, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.